Nice 1-foot approach, deep line swing.
Beautiful bump set in transition, but that ball crushed out of bounds. And another hitting error for Cal.
Tara Murray just hammered that ball, just hitting that sharp and out of bounds. She really is a strong girl who's physically able to do a lot on the court. She really needs to focus on eliminating the errors.
Kleinman down the line out of bounds, and her first hitting error.
Kleinman snapping at a very high point, which is something that's difficult to do when you're coming back from shoulder surgery, but she's reaching high and snapping, just missing that one a little bit wide.
See some of the news and notes on Stanford redshirt freshman Jessica Walker. Expected her to start tonight. Okoba, that's a better connection out of the middle.
I like that. Janet Okoba is so athletic, hits a nice high ball, and getting her involved in the offense is really going to free things up for Alex Kleinman and Alex Fisher.
Okoba with a very nice connection. She'll go to the sideline, replaced by the libero. And again, nicely done off the right side. That's a very, very positive connection to the outside again for Corey Johnson.
When Cal passes the ball, they can run that double quick, and Corey Johnson has been very effective hitting that back slide.
And as good as Hana Shutra is, if they're just so predictable going continually to Shutra, Stanford will be able to slow her down, as Okoba did recently. Left side, Kleinman, long run and beautiful high flat shot off the top of the block.
Smart hit by Alex Kleinman. Didn't try and power it through the block, just using the hands out of bounds.
Evans now back to serve for Stanford. They won the opening set 25-19 and leading here in the second 8-5. And trying to serve short once again. And looking over at head coach John Dunning, and he's signaling an area of the court that he wants Evan to serve. That was not the area, mind you, into the middle of the net. Murray for Cal. The Bears down 1-0, trailing 8-6. Shutra through the block and down.
Nice high swing. She's got such nice pace on that ball. That ball gets down quick. Watch this nice pace on the ball inside the block, right between the two defenders.
Shutra now 6 for 13. Well, that's way too easy a serve. Right to Carly Lloyd. See that set from Joanna Evans? Came straight back off the net. Spellman didn't have a good swing at it.
Well, it looks like Joanna Evans needs to push that ball out a little bit wider so Haley Spellman can hit that line. She's a big lefty, has a lot of range. If she's hit a lot of angles so far, if they can open up the line for her, she can get a lot of kills.
Timing not there. Look at that, a shot by Carly Lloyd. How smart and aggressive is that? John Dunning was up during that whole rally. And when that shot went down, he went, we need a timeout.
That is a heads-up smart play by Carly Lloyd. Very high volleyball IQ to know that that's open on that play.
We'll step aside. Timeout Stanford. Cal on a 4-0 run.
Very disciplined. It's something they've been working on the last 2 weeks, really focusing on closing those blocks, shutting down certain sets, and that's a nice block by Cal.
Boy, this set's got to go to Kleinman, doesn't it? Does not. They move Spellman into the middle, dug by Murray. Murray out of the back line and down, and Cal now leading it 11-8. Take a look at number 1, the All-American setter, Carly Lloyd. We'll see what job she does now in the front court blocking with that heavy tape on that left hand. Her head coach, Rich Feller, has said she's gotten so much stronger. One of the areas that's really shown, and is her one-on-one blocking. You're going to get tested right now. That's a pretty good touch against Kleinman, Holly. I think that ball should come up.
I agree, but she's hitting that high and flat. It's going deep enough, and that middle back is just not able to get it for Cal.
You make the adjustment as the middle back player. You play deeper, maybe even play off the court.
I agree.
I like it that Kleinman's not jump serving, saving some wear and tear on that shoulder. There's another unforced error and a misconnection between Wiley and Lloyd, and you just don't often see it, particularly the All-American setter, but also she and Wiley have played together now for 3 seasons.
Ball set just a little too wide and tight. Mindy Wiley unable to bring that ball back into play.
Go right back to it and a better result.
That's the connection that we like to see from Carly Lloyd and Mindy Wiley from Cal. They are a great combination, and when Cal can pass the ball that well and get Mindy Wiley the ball, she hits a very high percentage. Boom, right down the line.
Working on Kleinman, and Shuthra will gobble up that overpass.
Kleinman's just getting acclimated, getting back into the speed of the game. Makes him, that's not something we see from Kleinman. She's a great passer.
And they don't go back to her. That's a service error. Lichtman working the ball nicely down inside. You've got to go right back to Alex Kleinman there. You cannot let your passing specialist, Gabby Ailes, touch that ball.
I agree. When somebody's struggling with a pass, somebody gets ace, you go right back at him.
Brown now for Stanford, trailing 13-11. Lichtman with a nice swing, tucking that ball down inside Cal's block.
Cassidy Lichtman is so impressive. She gets in a lot of difficult situations, but she makes smart swings. Coach John Dunning says her volleyball IQ is just fantastic. Tough swing, and she's able to pull through the block.
That ball served just over the end line now, so a point in possession going back to California. And on to set now is Carissa Cook, the outstanding freshman from Santa Cruz, California. The only reason she has not spent more time on the court so far this year is because of some lingering back problems. But Holly, we were watching her in warm-ups, and she looks very, very smooth for a freshman.
Looks very confident, has beautiful delivery of the ball.
Oh, that is such a smart bump set. Kleinman dug. And that ball off of Okoba and out of bounds.
Carissa Cook's cousin, Lauren Cook, is the freshman starting setter for UCLA. That's a pretty good family tie in terms of setting. 2 talented setters in the Pac-10.
Quick set out of the middle, and Okoba misses that one long. So the story of this match so far, it was way too many unforced errors in the opening set for Cal, and now Stanford is returning the favor. That ball hit well long. John Dunning calling timeout. And there is a look at the outstanding freshman Carissa Cook out of Santa Cruz, California's Harbor High School. When we talked to John Dunning earlier this week, it seemed that there was a little excitement in his voice when he was talking about Carissa Cook, because remember, all last season he used the 2-setter system. Did not work out when he went to the NCAAs, or just prior to the NCAA tournament. Decided that Cassidy Lichtman was going to be the 1-setter surrounded by 5 hitters, and if Carissa Cook can move into that role, then you can have Cassidy Lichtman focus almost exclusively on her hitting.
You're right. Well, the problem with Cassidy Lichtman is that she's good at every position she plays. John Dunning wants her to touch the ball as much as possible. One of the best hitters and passers on the team. If he could put somebody else in that setting role, like a Carissa Cook, who can step in and lead this team, I think that's going to free up things for Cassidy Lichtman to pass and hit the ball.
Very good crowd here on hand, and welcoming the new commissioner of the Pac-10 Conference, Larry Scott. And as you might imagine, commissioner's got a pretty good seat.
Front row.
We'll be talking to Commissioner Scott after the second set. Cal in their home whites, Carly Lloyd back to serve. Has a very unique serving style. I used to see it in the old days, really, of volleyball, but you don't see it so often anymore, and I think its uniqueness is what makes it effective. Lloyd once again, Cal leading by 4. Quick set out of the middle and right back to Okoba.
Beautiful delivery. When a freshman setter comes in and runs that middle attack so effectively, I'm impressed. I mean, the safe set would be the outside set, but she's running that quick set, getting Janet Okoba involved in the offense, and I like that.
Defensive specialist Hannah Benjamin out of San Diego on to serve.